Here it is, Easter Sunday, 2012, and we're at the Big Branch Trail in the New River area and about to set out on a nice wildflower hike. It's a really great day. It's a super blue sky and lovely day. Notice the description says it's a 2-mile loop and the rating is difficult. Well, they're sure right about the rating being difficult, straight uphill. But they're not right about the 2-mile loop. It was more like a 4-mile loop. So that was interesting.
Here we have Dutchman's breeches. You can tell from the blossom because it looks like a pair of trousers upside down. Foliage is really nice too.
Here's an interesting white flower. We never did really know what it was, so we'll have to look it up later. But there was a lot of it, and it was all over the bank. This trail is called Big Branch Trail, and this little creek here is Big Branch, and it flows down into the New River near Sandstone Falls.
This is the ill-scented trillium, so called because of the 3 leaves, 3 petals, and 3 sepals. Here's a little buckeye sapling for all the buckeye fans out there.
And here is our tour director pointing out all the different wildflowers.
This is foam flower, which has got a really pretty airy white blossom, hence the name. This interesting plant is called bishop's cap, and there's a nice stand of it here. We're focusing on one individual plant. The little individual blossoms are not striking, but as a whole, in mass, they are very, very pretty.
Here we have the second crossing of Big Branch. A real pretty stream flowing down to the New River in the vicinity of Hinton, West Virginia.
This is bellwort with the yellow blossom, and you see how it hangs down kind of like a bell, as does the foliage. This is the Christmas fern, very prolific. It grows a lot of different places in the woods, a lot of different areas, so called because it's evergreen. And it also, if you look at an individual leaflet, it looks a little bit like a Christmas stocking.
Here we're getting ready to cross the creek. We're rolling up our pants. Looks like we're maybe thinking we might get wet. Taking the third crossing of Big Branch Creek. Watch your step. Easter Sunday, 2012. Here's another little purple flower and with some pretty foliage, and we're not sure what that is. Here's a pretty falls on Big Branch. It's a really pretty trail. It's about 2 miles and it's a loop trail. Nothing like the sound of running water.
We found a little patch of trout lily that we've been looking for. It's called trout because of the spots on the leaves, which are kind of like the spots on a trout, I guess. And then it's got the little dropping head, sort of like the bellwort. There's a whole nice patch of it here.
Another pretty falls. There's just one right after the other. It's a beautiful trail. We're testing the fitness instructor, going straight uphill. Here's the tallest falls yet. There's one right after the other on Big Branch Creek, and I'm panting as we're going straight uphill. The funny thing was, the last time we crossed that creek, we got a video of Pat doing it. When I crossed it, I slipped and fell, but recovered pretty good, no problem. We're taking a little rest. We're sitting and catching our breath a little bit. We've been going uphill, really, ever since we started. And soon, we're going to hit the top and start going downhill. Well, we were talking about whether the sandstone layer or the limestone layer is the layer that is harder and is the basis of this falls here. Actually, limestone dissolves in water easier, so it washes away and leaves behind the sandstone. I guess that's where the name Sandstone Falls comes from. So anyway, this falls too looks to have sandstone as the foundation for this pretty falls. Any comment on this, Patricia?
Isn't that neat to know? Yes, when we were wagering on this, I picked limestone to be the harder.
Whoa.
Well, look, we just turned up as we're going up this hill. Oh, these are beautiful Virginia bluebells. We have never been on this part of the trail, so we've never seen them here before. Amongst this beautiful patch of Virginia bluebells, we discovered this foundation, we think, for a house. And we see pillars in the distance, and I'm just amazed that anybody could get all the building materials and supplies and what's needed to live up here. But it sure looks like it was the foundation of a house or something, some kind of structure.
This falls is interesting because this rock, that sandstone, is such a massive piece of rock. Never seen anything quite like that.
Very.
Well, we're in this little house here.
Pat's swinging.
Pat's swinging on a vine. It's a pretty neat little structure, and it was obviously built a long time ago when you look at the structure details, where it's not cement block, it's cut stone, cut sandstone.
over. Mother Nature will prevail.
Kind of a dichotomy, this old rusty pan, but here we have this trillium growing right up out of there. So what are these stone pedestals? And there's several of them here. Just don't know what they are.
Amongst all these fallen brown leaves, look what popped up. A whole mass of squaw root. They do root on they're on the roots of trees, which is why they have their name, squaw root. I'm not sure about the squaw. Need to look at that. But there's a whole patch of them here. We're just focusing on one.
We finally reached the top of this trail, and we're both panting pretty good. But now we're about to start downhill.
Straight down.
Here's kind of a contour map showing where we were. If you start down at the river, in that deep ravine to the left of Brooks Falls, we basically walked the left side of that creek all the way up to the top, and then on some level ground to the other side of that ridge, and worked our way back down toward that island in the river, and then back over eventually to the starting point. It was a really rugged trail. It took over 2 hours. It was on the vicinity just about 4 miles, and the National Park Service needs to revise their sign, which says it's only a 2 mile hike, because some people could end up getting lost up in there. Anyway, it was a fabulous day and a beautiful hike. Thanks.